Hello friend. Some time ago I saw this poll on Chippy's channel and I was shocked at how so few people actually played Journey mode. From the comments it seemed as though there was a huge misconception about what you can do in there, so I'm here to explain why Journey mode is pretty much the ideal world in most cases, outside of challenges like a hardcore playthrough of course. Hopefully this video convinces more of you to give Journey mode a try, so you can realize how great it actually is. Number 1. You can play Expert or Master mode difficulties on Journey mode worlds. One comment I always get on almost every single video I make is, "This isn't an Expert guide. You can see the duplication, so he's obviously faking it on a Journey mode, which is super easy." It's funny really, because these are the same people who watch me beat an Eye of Cthulhu that dashes and also drops a treasure bag in the video. This is probably the biggest misconception that a majority of Terraria players have, which is why I'm putting this at number 1. Journey mode has a difficulty slider. Although it starts off at Journey difficulty, which is half the difficulty of normal worlds, you can freely turn it up to 2 times, which is Expert, or 3 times, which is Master mode. And this isn't just a mere mob HP adjustment, because once you set it to 2 times, bosses will do their Expert mechanics, have Expert health, and will drop Expert mode treasure bags. Thus, there is no disadvantage or compromises in terms of difficulty at all. For me, I love playing on Expert difficulty, and I also personally dislike the free stuff that the game gives me at the beginning. That's why I usually just research and get rid of everything other than the tools. I guess you could argue that the tools are not the original copper tools, but I honestly don't think that iron tools are much of an upgrade anyway. So if the reason why you avoid Journey worlds is because you think that you're limited to Journey difficulty, and it's just an easy creative mode, the reality is, it can be very different if you want it to be. Just set the world difficulty to Expert or Master, then treat it as a normal playthrough. But now you might be wondering, if I go through all the trouble to do that, why not just play a normal world? Well, that brings me nicely to my next point. Number 2. Time and weather control. One thing about Terraria is that some enemies only spawn under certain weather conditions or at certain times of the day. Of course, this is a great feature and it's a wonderful thing to have. It makes the game feel so much more real and natural. However, some bosses can only be summoned at night and will despawn once dawn breaks. Even if you had prepared 10 summoning totems in an attempt to beat the twins for the very first time, you're limited by the duration of the night. It feels absolutely horrible when you're about to kill it, but dawn breaks and it flies away. Or it kills you. But with Journey mode, you can set the time to dusk so that you can have a fair fight with the full duration. If you fail and die at 3 AM, you don't have to wait till the next night to try again. This allows you to get right back into the action and scratch that annoying itch that you get after dying to a boss. True, it isn't really that big a deal to wait 15 real-life minutes for a day to pass, but you really appreciate the time saved when you're stuck on a boss like the Empress of Light or Master Mode Skeletron. Need your NPCs to move into their newly relocated home so you can buy pylons from them? Just switch the day to night and they'll move in once you're far away enough. There's no need to sit around and wait for night to come when you just want to settle your pylons right away. Also, at times during your playthrough, you might be pretty much done with your preparation for progression, but the last thing that you need is just one crafting material which drops from a weather spawning enemy. For example, maybe you've already built everything that you need, and you have fished more than enough fish for potions. All that's standing in the way of your progression is crafting frost armor, which uses frost cores, and those are dropped by ice golems, which only spawn in blizzards. But since the weather isn't ideal, you just sit around and do nothing until a blizzard spawns. In Journey mode, you can simply head over to an ice biome, turn up the rain and wind, and poof, you have a blizzard where ice golems can spawn. Journey mode truly respects the player's time, and that is something I can get behind. But do note that not all weather types can be triggered like this. One such exception is sandstorms, but you can at least turn up the wind for an increased chance of spawning one. This, coupled with the next trick, will really save you lots of wasted time. Number 3. Fast forwarding time. Many events in the game have a chance of occurring based on in-game ticks. For example, a sandstorm has a roughly 1 in 43,000 chance of occurring every single tick when the wind is above 30 miles per hour. Instead of manually waiting for ticks to pass, you can fast forward time by 24 times to rapidly blow through the ticks of a day. This also helps greatly when you want an NPC to spawn, such as the guide when you're farming walls of flesh. If you're trying to naturally spawn in events like the solar eclipse or get chlorophyte or plantera bulbs to grow, fast forwarding time makes this a more bearable endeavor. However, note that doing so also comes at a cost, because this speeds up evil biome spread as well. It rightfully makes sense that the power over time shouldn't come free, unless... Number 4. Turning off evil biome spread so that you have the freedom to build leisurely. In journey mode, you can turn off the evil biome spread. I don't usually do that because it feels way too cheaty. The whole point of the game is to have a sense of urgency, pushing you to quickly defeat Plantera to slow down the spread. However, there are times where you just want to build something nice. Maybe you're in the mood to design a nice ocean beachfront resort, instead of, making square houses out of palm wood. Maybe you want to build a tall spire in the frozen wastelands. Or maybe you just feel like relaxing and want to fish for fun, like the maniac you are. At times like this, I don't think it's fair that you be penalized for building for fun, especially since a functional equivalent can be done in just a fraction of a time. Once again, journey mode respects you, the player, and allows you to build at your own pace. Of course, you could argue that adventure and progression is what the game is about, and you can relax after Plantera is defeated. But there are just days where you don't feel like progressing. If you're in a chill, buildy mood, you ought to be able to enjoy that if you want to. Which brings me to my last point. Number 5. Duplication. I've left duplication to the very last because I personally don't use it that much. I very much enjoy and prefer to get most things on my own. Duplicating a max stack of everything just takes away all the fun and challenge. Whenever I use this feature, I don't ever abuse it to make way more than what I had put in to research it. I also don't duplicate things to get lots and lots of money. What's great about journey mode duplication is that you have to earn the right to duplicate, and this will usually require more resources than you will normally need. For example, if you want to make a set of frozen armor, you're going to need 3 frost cores from the golem. That's it, you also need to give up 3 frost cores before you can duplicate them. In other words, you having farmed the 3 ice golems needed to duplicate frost cores, you've already done the grind. So I don't think it's unreasonable if you then want to duplicate a 4th one to make a cool whip. I do say this with a caveat though, because some items are still unreasonably easy to duplicate. It's usually difficult to research scarce herbs like deathweed at the start of the game, because those only bloom under certain conditions. But if you actually research 2 herb bags, you can just duplicate those, then get an enormous amount of deathweed. Apart from that, duplication is also a lifesaver when it comes to building. Just put in 100 blocks or 200 walls into research, then you can have all the blocks you want to finish your build. Most building blocks have no value, they are purely aesthetic, and there's nothing more annoying than running out of snow bricks when you're building something, going to dig up more snow, coming back, crafting, then returning to finish your build. Throw in the increased building range setting, and building really becomes fun and hassle-free. The point is, many people think that duplication is evil and cheaty, and swear to never play journey mode because of it. But the fact is, you don't have to duplicate if you don't want to. And if you do want to, it doesn't come free. You have to put in the resources first. So if you don't think that you'll exploit it unfairly during your playthroughs, I don't see why you shouldn't have the benefits of duplication, because it really makes things so much more convenient. So, what's the conclusion? In essence, journey mode respects you, the player, and your time. There is nothing stopping you from having a pretty vanilla experience if you really wanted to. I don't ever recommend new players to start Terraria with journey mode. It's just so much better to have a full experience in the vanilla world first. The strength of journey mode lies in its convenience, and once you've played a world or two and have tried out the real grind, journey mode really helps out in your future playthroughs, because it lets you do whatever you want without being unduly limited. If you haven't tried out a journey world, you should. It's definitely worth a shot. If you are disciplined enough, journey is really all you need, since it's everything all in one world. If you've heard what I've said and you're still not convinced and don't ever want to try it, that's fine too. You can play Terraria however you want. but I hope you at least have a better understanding on why journey mode is great. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon too. Feel free to check out my socials as well. This has been Zuzucorn. Have a nice day, and have a great week ahead. Bye bye.